Okay, so this is exactly not what I expected. Obviously, there was some mix-up and I walked into another high school, but that's all right. I figure I'll just act natural, see what the teacher says, and shit. The girl across from me is fucking looking at me, and I already know what she's thinking. I am gonna latch onto that guy, and she's gonna wanna make friends, and I can already tell I fucking hate her guts. So I'm simultaneously trying to act normal enough that no one will want to ostracize me on the first day, and avoid making eye contact with this girl at all costs. Fuck you, we've all done this at some point. So the teacher is like, welcome to Sheridan. I'm going to pass around some markers and cardstock, and I want you to make name tags. And then we're going to interview our neighbor, and then we'll introduce each other. You gotta be kidding me. So we introduce our neighbor like any of this information is gonna fucking sink in. But all I'm thinking about is how the second we get sent out on break, I've got to get out of sight, because that fucking girl across from me is gonna want to talk, and I just want a Pepsi and a Snickers, and to be left the fuck alone to deal with the shock of disappointment that I'm experiencing right now. But I wasn't fast enough. So I get out in the hall, and she's already right behind me, and she comes up, and she's like, hey, I'm Jessica, or whatever it was. And yeah, okay, hey, I'm Dave. Yeah, not trying to be unfriendly, but definitely trying to be as unappealing for companionship as I can reasonably be. But I notice she's got all her bags with her, so I'm like, you can leave your shit in class, I don't think they mind. And she says, well, in my high school, there was a lot of problem with theft. I'm like, oh, yeah, that sucks, okay. And then she says, yeah, the crime was so bad because there was a lot of culture at my school. Culture. There's a lot of culture? She just met me, and she's saying the crime in her school was really bad because there were too many immigrants. What, am I supposed to agree with this shit? Like, oh, yeah, I hate them darkies too, boy. Yeah, let's you and me stick together around here. You can't trust these guys. So at this point, I realize I have to distance myself socially from this person as fast as possible. I cannot afford to be associated with her. And then she tells me that she's a lesbian and has a girlfriend, but she's marrying a guy twice her age for what she calls legal reasons. This is my first experience with people in college. This. So she tags along while I get a drink. But when I get back to class, suddenly all those boring, average-looking fuckers seem way more appealing.